I'm Stephen Dial in Dallas.
I'm Greg Grugan in Houston.
And I'm Rudy Koski in Austin, and this is Texas. The issue is.
Since the 2020 election, there has been a bigger spotlight on election officials across the country. I recently sat down with Texas Secretary of State John Scott to talk about voter confidence, and we took a look at the first part of early voting in Texas.
It's going to count, and nobody's going to do anything to take their vote away.
People like Hyder Garcia in Tarrant County, they've received death threats, and there's been more public records requests challenging election results. First off, as the Secretary of State of Texas, was there a secure and safe election in 2020?
I don't think there's anything we're going to find in our audit of the 2020 election that would have changed anything about it. Joe Biden's won the election back then, and he still will have won the election. And Donald Trump won the state of Texas, and I don't think there's going to be somebody see something that shows that that was anything different than what it was.
How has early voting been in the state of Texas? I know we compare it back to 2018, but would you say 2018 was kind of an outlier when it comes to early voting in Texas?
Stephen, it was. 2018, we had a highly contentious Senate race between Beto and Ted Cruz, and I think we ended up about 52%. If you look back at other midterm elections, the normal turnout somewhere in the mid 30 percentiles. So I would expect this to be more in the normal range, somewhere in the 35, 36, 37%.
The first week of early voting in Texas for this election, nearly 3 million voters. Is that a good number? Is that a low voter turnout, or does it seem like just a typical Texas midterm turnout?
It would be very consistent with what would be a typical one. We're seeing mail ballots coming in a little lower, especially if you compare it to something like 2020, which is, was a presidential and was a unique event because it was during COVID.
There's been some concern, some social media talk about your office's actions, specifically in regards to Harris County. What's going on down there that you felt the need to send some observers to, I don't want to say intervene, but Harris County is being looked at a little different than Dallas County?
What we found was there were 14 of those mobile ballot boxes, or MBBs, that did not have the same chain of custody that we saw with the others. And therefore, we raised that issue with them in person, but we've also wanted to elevate and make sure that this coming election, that they focused especially on chain of custody so that we don't have those questions.
Are you able to say that this isn't just looking at Harris County because it's a large, populous, Democrat-leaning county? This isn't you picking on Harris County.
That's correct. Literally, we would have, were we having these issues in Loving County, the smallest county and probably all Republican, we would be sending those same letters to them.
But what would you say to someone who's still not confident that when they go vote for whoever they want to vote for on November 8th, that their vote will be counted properly?
There's 254 counties with people who are spending their existence making sure that people have safe elections. That's also true at the state level. And so there are so many eyes and so many ears out there watching our elections. We feel very confident this is the safest, most transparent election we will ever have conducted in this state.
There was a lot to discuss in that interview with Texas Secretary of State John Scott. Greg, how would you describe that interview in one word?
My word, accountability.
Rudy, what about you?
It's a good word, Greg. My word, avalanche.
Okay, we'll dive into those words. After this break, the Fox Texas Trio will be back.